Welcome to the channel. In this tutorial, we'll create a CRUD application using Angular. So before creating the app, you should install Angular CLI from cli.angular.io. And if you have Node.js installed, you can use npm install globally Angular CLI. And now let's create the app. Open the terminal and write ng new. And now we need the project name. I will call it Angular Cli. I will add another flag, skip git, because git will highlight the files when we change them, so I don't want that. We will add the routing, and I will pick CSS. Let's wait till it's completed. Now the project is created. Now go to the folder, Angular Cli, and type ng serve, but I will keep it short, just S. And now the server, the Angular server, will run on port 4200. So now it's completed. Let's copy this URL here and paste it here. And this is our created Angular app. Now we can open the project with our IDE. And let's go to the app component.html file. So we should change this HTML now. Go to getbootstrap.com, examples, and we'll select dashboard. View the page source here, and we will copy the code from the body, so from nav till the end. And we will paste it here. Let's remove also some table rows here. We only need one. I removed most of the table rows. I will remove the section title and the canvas here. Also these buttons. So we'll keep only the table. For the menu, I will remove this UL and this H6 here. And I will remove most of this UL except for the dashboard. For the dashboard, I will remove the span, this span here, and this will be named products. So for the moment, everything is okay. Now let's add Bootstrap to our project. So bootstrapcdn.com is the URL that we want to go. And let's copy the HTML link here. We should add the link in our index.html. And we should paste it here. Let's see how it looks like now. So it looks better, but we need some styles from the dashboard CSS. So we should go to dashboard CSS here, copy all the CSS, and we should paste it to our styles. Now it looks better. So this is our template that we will work right now. So let's create also two components. One is a menu and the other one is a navigation. So to create Angular components, we have to use the command ng generate component. So this is short for generate component. I will call it menu. We will create another component also, ng generate component nav. So you can see these are the same, so I will keep the short syntax. And those components are created. So we have menu here and the nav here. Let's add the nav. So this will be the nav. Let's add the HTML here. And to add a new component, so to add the nav component here now, we have to use app minus nav. So the app is a prefix for every Angular component that is created and is located in angular.json. So the prefix is app. If you want to change the prefix in your application, you should change it here. Now we added the navigation there. Let's also copy the menu and add it to the menu. Add it here, and in our app component, we'll add here app menu. So let's see how it looks like. So nothing has changed. So this is how we create an Angular application, and we add components. This app will have two main parts. One is the admin and the other part is the main app. So they will have different templates and they will have different functionality. So in order to wrap them in their own logic, we have to create modules. So we'll create two modules now. ng generate module admin. So admin module was created, and we will generate another module. So ng generate module main. So the purpose of the modules is to group components and other modules together. So the main one is the app module, where we have some components here, and we have other modules which we group them into one big module. Now to use the admin module, we have to use it here, admin module and main module. So these modules will contain other components. I will move now menu and nav into admin. So I move them, and I will also add them to the main module. So we have here the admin module, and in the declarations here I will add nav component. So don't forget also to import it. And we will add also the menu component. Now that I added both the components here, we don't need to add the components in our app module. So we can remove them here, and the functionality will be the same. Nothing has changed. Now let's add some routing. So we said that both modules will have different styles. So first we'll create components. So ng generate component admin. So admin is also a module, also a component. Now the admin files are added here. I will generate the same for the main. So also one thing, Angular CLI is smart. Once I generate the component, for example, admin, admin module is updated. If we see before, when I generated, for example, the nav component, app module was updated. So when we create something, Angular will see which module is the nearest, and it will update this module. This admin component is added by Angular CLI. I didn't add this component. Now, to use a different template, we have to use a router. So here I will cut the whole HTML and I will add it here. Now it's not highlighting because these components belong to the admin module. And I will replace this app component.html with router outlet. Router outlet needs another module here, which is a router module. Now that we added the router module, we need to add routes in our app routing module.ts. So we will have two routes. Each route has a path and has a component. So the main path will be the main component. So this is our first path. The second path that we will add is admin and the component will be admin component. So now we added our first two components. Let's see how they look on the browser. If we refresh, we can see main works. Now we don't see the dashboard, we only see the main component here. And if we go to admin, we can see our dashboard here. So this is how modules and routes work. Now we will show a list of products in this table here. So let's generate a new component in our admin. So ng generate component admin products. So we added the component, and also admin module is updated. Now we have to add the component as a child component of the admin component. So to do it, we have to add here children, and we will add a path. So products component product component, and this table here, so I'll cut the content of this table, belongs to the products now. And what we'll add here is another router outlet. So currently is highlighting in red because we need to add here router module, and it will not highlight. So the child components of the admin component will show here. So this is a child component. Now let's get the products and to loop them here. So go to the product component, and to send a request to the server, we need to include in the constructor private HTTP client. And this HTTP client is used to send the request to the server. Before using this, we need also to import another package here, HTTP client module. Now that we imported it, we will use it here on ng on init. So this HTTP get, and the endpoint that we want to use is HTTP localhost port 8000/API/products, and we need to subscribe. This will give a response. So for the moment, let's console log the response. Let's see it on the browser, and now inspect and refresh. So we are at the wrong place. We should be at admin/products. As we can see, we get a list of products here, so we can use them. Let's create a variable here, products is equal to an empty array, and here we will set, these are the products here, this products is equal to products. It seems we need a type for the products, so let's create an interface, ng generate interface, interfaces product. So in the product interface, we will have an ID, title as a string, and image as a string. And here we will say that this products is a product array. We need also to import the product interface. As we can see now, it's not highlighting anymore, and we get the products here. So now let's loop them here. We need an image title, likes, and action. Let's change the interface, add here likes as a number. Let's go back, and here we need to loop the products. So ng4 we use to loop the products. Let product of products, and here we will display the ID. So it's product.id. This should be an image here, so img, and we need to set the source. So the source is equal to product.image. So this is the title, and this is the likes. For the moment we will keep this empty. So to set the product image, so let's set a width here of 50. We need to add here square brackets in order to display a variable. If we don't put the brackets, this will interpret this as a string. We could do it like this, is the same thing. So this is the same, but I prefer the previous way. So I prefer to display the image like this. Let's see it now, and we can see we have a list of products. We can see 2 images, but the other images currently will be loading soon. So we have a list of products now. Now we want to delete some of them. So in the table data here that we left empty, we'll add this HTML. So this is just a simple delete link. So it will look like this. Now let's add a click functionality here. So click. So this is brackets, and we need to call a function. I will call it delete, and we need to pass also the product ID as a parameter. Now let's create this function in products component.ts, delete. We need to pass ID, so it should be a number. Also we need the type of delete, so what type this function returns, void. So when we call this function, we'll call a backend, so we'll paste the same thing here, but the method will be delete, and here we will add the ID. We need to add a question here, if confirm, are you sure you want to delete this product? Always ask questions when deleting records. So once it is deleted, we have to remove this product from this product array. So we don't need this anymore. And the products now will be equal to this products filter product.id is different than this ID. So we are getting all the products except for the product that has this ID that we passed. So with this, the request will delete it in the backend, and this will delete it in the front end. So let's see how it looks like. I'll delete this product, and we can see it's removed. If we refresh, it's not there. So we removed the product. Now there is one last thing that we will change, is that we will create a service. We have 2 calls here, and it doesn't make sense to always copy this request, because we can use services. ng generate services, product. So we created the product service. Here we need to import the HTTP client, and we can set here the endpoint. So endpoint is equal to, I'll put this as the endpoint. Now let's add two methods. The first one is all, to get all the products. Here we need to return this HTTP get this endpoint. And this needs a type to return, so this is observable any. So with this, I will add also the delete function here. So delete, we need the ID as a number, and this will return delete. We also need to pass the ID here, so I will wrap it with this quotes slash the ID, and this will be so this is slash products, and this is slash products slash the ID. We need also to do the same thing here. Now let's remove this HTTP client here. We don't need it anymore, but now we need private product service is a product service. So we can inject it direct as the HTTP client. Now we can remove this, and we can call directly product service all. So that's it. Also we can change this to this product service delete with ID. So now everything looks much more cleaner. We don't have to remember what is the endpoint of the products, because the endpoint is stored here, and we only need to implement the default methods. Also, one last change, because I made a mistake. In the product service, the observable, we have the type here is an observable of products. So we get an error here, so we have to specify the type here also. Now we are sure that we're getting the products. We can even remove it from here. We can use it directly as this products, because now it knows that this will return products. For the delete, this returns nothing, so we can specify void here, and the delete will have a void here. Now we want to create products. We will add a button here to go to the page where we can create products using a form. So let's go to product component.html, and on top I will add this HTML. So this is just a simple button. So it looks like this. And to go to another page, we don't use href, but we use router link. And this will point to product admin /products/create is the component which we'll create right now. So ng generate component admin product create. So we have the product create component, and let's add it to the routing. So the route for this is product/create create, and the component is product create component. Let's go to the component, and let's go to the component product create component.html. And here I will paste this HTML, which is really simple, just a form with a title and an image. So it will look like this. Let's click add, and this is the form. Now we need to get the values for every input and to send it to the server. So there are two ways to submit a form, and I will show you both ways. The first way is to use regular forms. So in the admin module here, we will import forms module. And the way to do it now is to, let's go to the products create. Here we will add two variables, title, I will initialize it as an empty string, and image, the same. Now we will use these values as an ng model in the inputs. So ng model here, title. I will copy and paste it the same for the image. So basically what ng model means is every time the input changes, the title changes also. And also the opposite. If the title changes, for example, here in the component, it will change also the input. So let me show you. If I set this title is equal to new title, we will see it here. Now it won't show. So we got the two values that we want. Now let's submit the form. To submit the form, we add here ng submit or just submit. And we need a function. I'll call it submit. And let's add the submit function here. Now we need to call a server in order to send this data. So here we have to inject product service. And let's prepare the data. So data is equal to title and image. So these are the same as doing it like this. Title is title. So we should do it like this actually, because we need this. So image is this image. So we got the data. Now we need the function to send it to the server. So in the product service, let's add create. And this will return an observable of product. Return here this HTTP post, this endpoint. We need to specify the type, product here. So we forgot to send also the data here. So data. So this is the method that we want. Now we will call this product service create data, and we need to subscribe. When we get the response, we need to redirect to the products table. So we need to import another thing here, which is a router. Private router. We can use this service in order to redirect. So this router navigate to admin/products. Let's make also submit any void, sorry. So with this, we are finished. Let's create a new product and an image. Let's save it. Now that we returned, it means that this product was created. Now we want to edit a product. So let's add a button in the products component.html. Just like this delete, I will duplicate this and I will name this edit. This doesn't need a click, and this needs just a router link like this to an array admin/products. We'll add product ID here, and in the end we'll add edit. So what constructing this array means, we'll have the route of /admin/product/ the product ID /edit. So let's create this component. Just like product create, we will create product edit. So product edit is created. Let's add it to the routing. So we'll duplicate this, and the path for the edit is products ID /edit. Product edit component. Let's go to the component now, and the form will be the same as form the product create. So I will copy this and paste it here. So we don't need ngModel in this case, and we need the submit form. So I will add it in product create. No, we are product edit. Let's add submit here. Also void here. Now it's not highlighting. So the second way of submitting a form is by using Reactive Forms. So let's import the module here, Reactive Forms module. Reactive Forms gives more control with the validations, and we can use everything here in the component.ts instead of doing a lot of stuff in the HTML part. So to do it, we have to create a form as a form group, and in the constructor we will import protected or private, it's the same, form builder as form builder. And now we need to construct the form. So this form is equal to this form builder group, and inside we need the parameters, which we have the title. I will initialize it as empty, and the image I will initialize it as empty also. Now we can use these attributes here to the HTML by using form control name. This is the title, and form control name, this is the image. We need also to specify here the form group, which is our form, and with this the HTML is completed. If we, for example, change here title to title, we'll see it in the form. So if I edit this product, I can see title here. Now we want to prefill this form by using the ID here from the route. First we have to get that ID, so we have to get it private route activated route. So router is for moving to the components, and the route is to get the parameters in the URL. So let's create also a variable here, ID, as a number, and this ID is equal to this route snapshot params ID. So this long way is to get this ID here. So we get a snapshot of the route and the parameters, we need the ID. Now we need to get the product from this ID. So we need to add here private product service. We need to add another method here, is get with an ID. So we want to get a single product from the ID. So this returns an observable product. Return this HTTP get. This needs a product here. And the endpoint is this endpoint. So that's it, this endpoint that we need. After we get the ID, we'll get this product service get the ID that we got, and we need to subscribe. We'll get the product, and what we will do with this product is to update this form. To update a form in Reactive Forms, we have to use the method patch value. So this form patch value product. With this, the form will be pre-filled. So let's refresh. We can see now that the data are pre-filled. Now let's complete the submit. Here we need to add another method. So update. We need to send the ID as a number, and also we need to send data as any. We'll return an observable with products, and we will return this update. So it's put sorry, and we need to pass the data here. So this is the last method. Let's go back, and this product service, we need to update it. The first parameter is the ID, and the second parameter is the data. So the data, how to get the data from the Reactive Forms is really simple. This form get row value. With this we are completed. We can subscribe, and what we want is to return to the products page. So we have to get the router here, router, and this router. Don't confuse the route with router, they are different. Navigate to admin/products. So let's update the product. So I will update the title to new updated product, and I will use a new image now. Save. So this is the updated product that we just updated. So the update works fine. We completed the admin module. Now let's complete the main module. So go to getbootstrap.com examples, and we will pick the album example here. View the page source, and we will copy what is inside the main div. So let's copy it and add it here. Let's close admin, open main, and paste it here. So we need only one of this call md4. So let's keep only one. Let's remove also this Jumbotron, and this is the basic HTML, and this will be replaced with an image. So now let's get some products here. We won't use the same service, we'll create another service. So ng generate services main. So in the main service, so I made a mistake, so it seems I've misspelled the services, but doesn't matter. So let's go to the main service. I'll copy this from the product service. The difference here is that we are using the endpoint 8001 instead of 8000. And here we'll get the products, so I will copy also this part, copy it, and go to the main service and add it here. So let's use this function now. In the main component, let's get private main service. This main service, all subscribe, we'll get the products here as an empty array, and here the products will be this products equal to products. So we completed this. Now let's loop the products here. In the call here, we'll add an ng4, let product of products, and in the image here we have to add the source product.image. We need also a height of 180. This is a product title, and we need only one button, so this will be like, and this will be product likes. So let's see how it looks like. This is what it looks like. So now we need to make the like functionality work. So in the button here, we'll add a click function. So click like. We need to send also the product ID. So let's go to the main component. Let's add like here. We need an ID inside as a number. And this returns void. Let's create another function here in the main service. Like. We need to pass the ID here as a number. And this returns an observable of product, not an array. Return this HTTP post. We need now the endpoint, which is this endpoint /ID/like. So I made a mistake somewhere. So this should be like this. And we need to send some data. So I will send an empty object. We need to specify also product here. So this is the endpoint, and this is a function that we will use right now. This product service, so not product service, main service, like, we need to send the ID. Now let's subscribe. Now we need to increment the likes in the products here. So with this, we change it in the backend, but we don't change it in the front end. So this products is equal to this products map, and we have to find now the product that we with this ID and to increment the likes. So product we have to get every product here. If product.id is equal to this ID that we passed, we have to do something, otherwise we return the product, so we do nothing. Here, when we find the product, it's really simple. We just product.likes, we increment it, and that's it. So this is how we update the likes count in the products array. Let's see how it looks like now. Let's like this product. So it seems we have an error. So it was a problem in the server, but I fixed it. Now let's refresh and like, and now we can see the product is liked. So this was our application. I hope you liked it, and if you have anything, just comment in this video. Thank you.